Hey, thank you all for joining us. Week 2, another productive week in committee. Especially want to highlight the Appropriations Committee and their subcommittees are doing fabulous work on trying to open up the budget process. We're getting positive feedback from both Republicans and Democrats and constituents too on this new process. We're absolutely committed to making sure it carries through the remainder of the session so we have the best possible product. I'll be happy to take any questions people have.
The Speaker talked earlier about his grocery tax bill that was actually passed last session, I guess, and it's just waiting on a vote from the Senate. Why not take that up instead of starting your grocery, or why not add your name onto that instead of starting your grocery bill?
Those are all options. I passed a grocery tax bill 2 sessions ago that just stuck in their Rules Committee and didn't go anywhere. This one came over to our Rules Committee. It's still very much alive to be able to be considered.
Would you be willing to, put your name on that one and go?
Well, Senator Bullard currently has his name on there. Yes, I would consider that. It's no pride of authorship. It's about the policy.
Why not do it tomorrow?
Do what?
Why not pass it tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow's Friday, and I typically let people go back to their districts to.
Monday, Friday, whatever day.
Yeah, we may. Timing's still up in the air on what we do. I still very much support grocery tax elimination of the state portion, and regardless of which vehicle we use to achieve that goal, that's no difference to me.
What's different about your version of the grocery tax bill than what the House has presented?
So the House bill that sits in our Rules Committee has a moratorium on localities raising their sales tax on groceries until July of 2025, I believe. Mine doesn't have the moratorium on localities. That's the main difference. Definition of groceries is the same. The substantive parts are the same. The substantive part that's not the same thus far is just the prohibition on localities raising their portion. But I'm open to that as well. Even though I believe in local control, if that's what it takes to get the House to support it, that's not going to stand in the way.
Have you seen the Board of Equalization numbers yet?
I've seen preliminary. I saw that I think we're up 103 or 104 over where we were in December, but that number dropped 20 million since I've seen it, so I'm not exactly sure where it landed. But yeah, up over December. Last year we were up about $1 billion. This year we're up 400 million, so it's a slower growth, but still positive, very positive.
So does that mean that you can do both a grocery tax and an income tax?
No, I don't believe that's in the cards, because if you're looking at a growth of 104 over where we were at, then we're setting around 337 additional recurring revenue to allocate in that ballpark. I'm doing math in my head, but in the grocery tax is about 400. Fully realized quarter point is like 250 something. I don't remember the actual number, but the math doesn't add up to be able to do both of them.
So from the numbers that you've seen preliminary-wise, would you be in support of the personal income tax cut?
We haven't moved on that yet as a caucus. We're still talking. We wanted to see what the numbers were today. They've moved pretty substantially this week as we've been trying to look between the tax numbers and all that. So I don't even have a final picture at my disposal right now. What I'm talking about are estimates that I've heard.
What do you want those numbers to look like to be able to do grocery or income tax?
I just want to make sure they balance. If we end up doing a grocery tax elimination as I have proposed, or as the Speaker's proposal, either way, it basically eliminates our ability to do new recurring expenditures. We would still have ample opportunity to one-time expenditures, infrastructure and the like. We want to make sure we leave a healthy balance in cash so we don't spend through those reserves in case we come upon harder times. But if we do anything that's a substantive tax cut, tax relief, tax reform, that's above 200 million, you really kind of flatten budgets going forward.
Have you got enough to do infrastructure repairs and deferred maintenance and all that?
Not to the extent that I saw your publication run today. That number we don't, but we have a substantial amount of one-time monies that we could invest. around $1 billion or so, but not to the totality of all those unmet needs.
Seeing that there might only be either grocery tax or cutting income tax, is there any value in waiting on this? Is there going to be immediate relief, grocery tax around the corner, or is your caucus leaning towards waiting on which of the options you'll choose?
So my caucus has not taken an official position because we haven't seen the final numbers. I have taken an official position that I want to see immediate relief with the grocery tax elimination. That's the quickest way to help average Oklahoma families, and it's a much more meaningful cut for most families in Oklahoma, but the caucus hasn't taken a position yet.
You have a bill being presented today, your Senate Bill 1860, about notification.
Oh, yeah.
Can you talk to us about that, where that came from?
Yeah, so last year when the governor was out of the country and the lieutenant governor was out of state, I was unaware of either one of them being gone. I'd heard rumors that some were going to be gone at some point, but then we had the issues in Tulsa where a declaration needed to be declared. Our Constitution says that the governor cannot exercise gubernatorial authority when he's outside the state of Oklahoma. And that succession goes down lieutenant governor, then to me, then to the speaker, and so on and so forth. Just a simple notification. In the past, we haven't had to have that, but it became readily apparent we needed some kind of formal mechanism.
What's the status on your car tax change?
Still working. Had some meetings with the car dealers, Oklahoma Automobile Dealers Association yesterday. Met with OHP the day before that. Been having very successful conversations with House counterparts. It's moving along. Like everything, it's not as simple as you'd want it to be because it's fairly simple on the private treaty sales. Private treaty, just private sale between two individuals. If that person doesn't have a specialty tag or a tribal tag, it's pretty easy to just say that tag stays with that individual. But if you have a specialty tag and or you're an enrolled member of a tribe that has a car tag, that becomes a little bit slightly more complicated, still solvable. We're working through all those details right now.
The Senate's budget transparency, new protocols, are those working how you intended?
Yeah, they're working beautifully. If you saw the subcommittee on education yesterday with Senator Pugh, a very robust discussion on do they really want flat budgets? Do they not want flat budgets? How much? What if? Numbers changed yesterday. That's part of the process, getting that out in front of the public and asking tough questions, asking thorough questions. The Appropriations Committee itself had a very robust discussion. The first bill out was the Appropriation Chairman's bill, and it got vetted quite well. And so that's the way the process should work, and that's the way the process will work now. All right.